Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, everyone. I'm Martyr. Thank you for joining me here on the FreeMelon Society. And as you can see, it's the Christmas season, and it must be some sort of grand coincidence, but it turns out that my Christmas gift from the universe this year is that the community, I don't even want to say channel, I don't even want to say YouTube channel, because I personally, in my mind, and I've said it before, I stylize this channel as a community, a hub where people can come to learn and grow with one another, and I'm just a vehicle for expressing whatever truths I've had the ability to recognize in life. So it seems that my Christmas gift this year was an indication that the channel has now grown to the 10,000 subscriber mark, and it fills my heart with such joy when I see the feedback coming from you guys, and I read your emails, and I read your messages, and I see your comments, and it's so clear to me that this growing wave of consciously elevated humanity is really starting to take off. And of course, there's no better indication to me than the interest in this community. So thank you for inspiring me, everybody. Seriously, I mean it. I know I can't get around to every comment and every email and whatnot. I know that I tried to make my way around as many of the consultation requests as I can. It's just me. As of right now, I don't have any help sifting through everything, and so it can be tough. But holy smokes, you guys make me want to do it. It's just amazing. My heart goes out to you guys, and I guess what I thought I would do is I would just bring the camera with me to a little Christmas gathering that myself and the family are going to be getting into, and I thought I'd bring you along and wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays out there. And I also think, because I don't want to just make this video about saying thanks, I really like to at least try to give some sort of content that's useful and valuable to, in the videos that I put out. And so something that I want to say is important and or very important to not lose track of. Familial bonds, because this is the way nature has set it up. This is the way God has set it up in the ordering and the structuring of the universe. Familial bonds tend to be the strongest, the stronger of the bonds. Familial bonds tend to allow us to express that very lofty love that the spirit comes from. That energy of pure love and pure truth and intelligence and morality that spirit is born from, or that spirit is, when it comes down into the physical world, it sees familial bonds as the most expedient vehicle to express that grandiose caliber of love. Okay, so, and I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky to have a loving family here that I can share and that I can express that love with, and have that love returned to me in kind. Now, if you were to go out in the world and just take a poll and say and ask people, what is most important in life? Like, what are the most valuable things in life? I can almost guarantee that family would rank very, very high amongst those things that people enumerate as the most important things of life. And this is true for most of us, because it's inescapable, like I said, that there's that tendency, very, very strong tendency for family to love each other and familial bonds to be very, very, very close-knit. But, of course, what do we say to the person who has an abusive family? What do we say to the person who has an abusive mother, a violent father, a ridiculing, oppressive cousin, or brother, or sister? Okay? What about that person who has the family where the aunts and uncles are trying to manipulate and subvert and steal your family's wealth because of some family feud that predates your existence on the planet? What about that family? What about the family who sold their children to some sort of cult, right? So that the family could get payoffs and benefits for the rest of their lives, and all they had to do was sign a blood document and hand their children over to some malevolent institution. What about that family? Things really seem to take a dark turn for the worst on this otherwise joyous occasion. Okay, so what about those people? Those people who don't have a blood family tie that they could rightly obligate themselves to pour love and affection and kindness into, because it's not returned and it's just destructive. Okay, so what about those people? Do we say that family is the most important thing in life? Is that a universal constant that we can just generally assign to everybody? So we got to ask ourselves, like, what are we doing here? What is this life that we're living? What you are is a focal point of attention. A focal point of attention that is broken off from, not even broken off, but has been sequestered slightly from an absolutely universal, lofty, loving energy source. An energy source that is infinite in intelligence and infinite in love. What that infinite loving intelligence is trying to do is it's trying to love itself, find ways to love itself and to glorify itself in an infinite number of unique ways. And so it splits itself off and it separates itself from itself by expressing in different vehicles all throughout the physical universe. In the rock, in the tree, in the sofa, in the lamprey, in the frilled lizard, in the Eli, in the John, in the Susie, in the tree, in the post. Okay? The whole created universe are all fractionated focal points of attention of universal cosmic intelligence, morality, truth, and light. And it's expressing itself in all of these different ways. Now, because that infinite light, infinite love, infinite intelligence is so grand, you could translate that grandness in terms of quantum physics, like in the sense of frequency. So just an unimaginably high frequency, like beep. But because that frequency is just so grand and so fast, it's too much to be contained by physical vehicles and in a physical world. So that vibration is slowed down. And in slowing down that infinite truth, the expression of that slowed down truth, it expresses itself in the physical world as a set of laws, of constant universal principles. Okay, so these principles that govern the functioning of the universe, what they are is they are the version of the infinite cosmic intelligence that comes down to us, that is crystallized in a way that can now be used to construct a physical world of separation into which cosmic infinite love can pour itself into and glorify itself and know itself in millions of different individual ways. So if I'm to return to my original question and ask, what is valuable in life? What is the most valuable in life? Then what the answer is not necessarily family, even though there's a tendency for family to allow for the expression of these natural truths. But the actual value in life is truth itself, is love and truth and morality itself, is the word and the love of God or nature in itself, and your obligation to those laws, because in assigning and aligning yourself with those laws, you inevitably, irrevocably align yourself with the higher truth that makes up you, that you can't escape from being. If your familial blood ties do not align with truth being simply what is, okay? If your family ties do not align with that truth, do not align with morality, do not align with love, the principles of love and freedom and the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have done unto yourself, and all of these natural constants that unify life and create a context for the uplift of the indwelling spirit. If the familial ties pull you away from that, then you are not obligated to them as much as you are obligated to other people who walk in the same path that you do, the path of truth, light, love, morality, and freedom. It is to those people, it is to those friends, it is to those groups, it is to those institutions, it is to those communities that you tie your familial bonds of godliness, and those who walk in the path of light, right? That is your family, and that is where your obligations will lie. He was still speaking to the crowds when suddenly his mother and brothers were standing outside wanting to speak to him. Someone told him, "Look, your mother and your brothers are standing outside wanting to speak to you." But he replied to the one who told him, "Who is my mother and who are my brothers?" And stretching out his hand toward his disciples, he said, "Here are my mother and my brothers. For whoever does the will of my Father in heaven, that person is my brother and sister and mother." In life, your obligation is to truth. Your obligation is to the law of God, the law of nature, the law of morality, the law of freedom, the law of love. Really the law of love. That is your obligation. Truth, morality, love. These are all interchangeable terms. You cannot have one without the other. It is to these principles that your very indwelling spirit is born of. That is where your obligations lie. And if family doesn't do that for you, then you find that in the other people who do walk that same path, and that is your family, okay? And to tie this all together for this holiday season, for the purpose I'm making this video, in celebrating that this channel has grown to the place that it's at now, this to me is just so amazing. And it really is reflective of, again, like I said before, the growing wave of human consciousness that are aligning, that are starting to see the value in aligning with the truths of nature, the truths that are manifested and made obvious to you through your God-given senses. And what I do on in this classroom, in this school, okay, this online school, that is a YouTube channel, yes, of course, but I don't see it like that. I see this as a school for us to grow and learn and share with one another. What I've done here is I've simply taken the base foundation, the lowest foundation of these truths that we can perceive, and we build upon that, and we build and build and build until we get to higher truths and higher truths and higher truths. But these truths are impossible to get to unless we develop a strong foundation in at least the rudimentary truths of God and wisdom that we can align ourselves with. And of course, for you guys out there listening to the message that I have to give, I can't thank you enough. Anyway, I won't make this drag on too long. Thank you so much, guys. I love you very much. And yeah, welcome into my home. And we, from the Martyr family, we wish you a very, very, very happy holiday season and a wonderful new year. And we'll continue to grow together as you tune into this channel, as I tune into your comments. And you know, it's just all good. It's all uphill. It's all uphill. I was just about to say it's all uphill from the. See, I'm happy. I can't even think properly. No, it's not going to be uphill from here, but it's going to be elevating from here. You know what I mean. Get out of here. Stop it. We're just going to shoot for higher and higher, and we're going to uplift each other more and more as the days go on. Okay? Thanks a lot, guys. Merry Christmas from my family to yours. Enjoy the season, and we'll see you next time.
Just looking for the jacket to this album.
Grey Cup is on at 6 o'clock. Oh, really?
Yeah. One of my former students in Athens is playing in the Grey Cup.
Oh, nice.
Kicker for the women.
So just about to go through our ritual of tree decorating. Our wonderful brother has brought in the tree for us. Hey, Josh.
It's time for some Christmasing.
It is definitely time for some Christmasing.
The ritual of drop needles everywhere.
Yeah, Mom, you got a nice one this year.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did you ask? Oh, you wanted me
You're going to tighten the thing on the bottom.
Yeah, I'm going to start to tightening the screw.
Okay.
It was stuck in the in this mesh, and then the mouse nibbles it out. It's one of an Aesop's fable. And I think because remember when Dad used to have the that really beautiful piece of that really beautiful artistically like painted book of Aesop's fables.
Yes.
And I just remember this. It was this. The meshing looked like this. It was thin and I just remember the lion being stuck in it, and then the mouse nibbles it out.
Well, we shouldn't need any more lights than this, but if by chance,
This tree's not big enough for all the lights. We can't just put them all on.
Yeah.
I'll just crowd them in because one is not going to be enough, and that's the length of the one that we have.
Great.
moments, special people, happy faces I can see somewhere in my memory. Christmas joys all around me, living in my memory. All of the music, all of the magic, all of the family home here with me. Somewhere in my memory, Christmas joys all around me, living in my memory. All of the music, all of the magic, all of the family home here.
Okay, so right before I came home, I picked up some of these guys. These are amazingly ripe and ready to go persimmons. So that's gonna be for dinner. Mama's got some okras and onion and peppers, and then a whole bunch of green lovelies, some rapini and whatnot. And yeah, so there's gonna be some veggies. Lovely completed tree. Yeah, looks good, Mom.
So are you guys having a Christmas suddenly, or?
I guess virtual.
Oh God.
Or maybe they'll go back to the gym and they'll just go play this or something.
Oh, I see.
Gotta be safe.
Yeah.
So silly.
So they kind of wear your hat?
Yeah.
That's nice.
Then
We have rapini,
Rapini. Very nice, very lovely. And what else?
and we have okra, onion, and red pepper.
Beautiful. There we go. And then of course we've got our
Oh,
lovely
persimmons.
persimmons, just kind of soaking in some baking soda just to get rid of any pesticides and whatnot. It's a good way to do it.